Hi everyone, I'm Shani Faye. Welcome to High Value Habits, where I give you how-to strategies to up-level your life through the choices and habits you make and the actions you take. Today, let's look at the proof that actions speak louder than words. We all have a responsibility to ourselves and the people around us and the things that we have to do in our lives. But I've noticed that some people are really confused about how to communicate that to other people. For instance, sometimes people want to appease someone or keep the peace or avoid hurting their feelings. So they make a commitment to them or agree to something, and it's actually not in their best interest. Let's look at some examples. I've noticed a lot that people will make a commitment to go to an event, for instance, and they'll say, oh yeah, I'll totally be there, thanks a lot, and then they don't show up, or they change their mind at the last minute. And this doesn't happen a lot to me personally, but I've heard clients talk about it and friends, and so I wanted to kind of debunk this a little bit. So when you are invited to do something and you may possibly go, but you think that it's not likely that you're going to show up for something like this, I just want to challenge you. Why would you say yes to something that you can't keep your promise on? Or why would you commit to do something that doesn't really work for you? Or why would you agree to something that you can't keep your promise about? So I want to talk about my dog for a little bit. And yes, I know I've spoken about her before, but she's incredibly loyal and I can trust her. But why I want to bring her up is that animals, of course, are nonverbal. They don't have the words to say to us, hey, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then their actions show us otherwise. Dogs' actions, and mainly cats' actions, although I'm not sure about cats, or children who aren't verbal yet, who are too young to use words, we can really see how this gets unlocked. So for instance, when I take my dog for a walk, she's very compliant. She walks on her leash. She stays next to me. She's really, really good. And sometimes I let her off leash and she'll run like mad up and down through the park and all around. And occasionally when I call her, she doesn't come back right away. But she doesn't say to me, oh, mommy, maybe, but I want to do this more. Or, yeah, I'm definitely coming, but she goes to smell something instead. Or, oh yeah, here I am, and then she's off running to chase a dog. No. When my dog doesn't come back to me, she's giving me a very clear message that is not what she's prioritizing in the moment. And I love that there's the big lesson there on nonverbal communication, because I think that a lot of humans overpromise because they're not confident enough in their ability to speak the truth. So let's go back to the couple of examples I gave. Let's say that you are invited to a holiday event, and holidays are coming up here, and you appreciate the invitation, but you know at Friday night at 7 o'clock, you're going to be so tired from work that you're probably not going to show up. Or you're really supposed to go home to your spouse or your children, or you have other responsibilities calling you, and in the end, you're going to have to flake and not show up. Rather than saying, oh yeah, thanks so much, I hope to see you there. Why don't we skip that part and say, hey, I really appreciate the invitation. That was so kind of you. And on Friday nights, I need to be home with my spouse. Or, hey, I already made a commitment to my partner and I'm not going to be able to make it to your party, but I really do appreciate that you thought of me and you wanted me there. Or somebody asks you to do a favor for them and you say, oh yeah, sure, I can probably do that in the next week or so, and then you flake on it. Instead of doing that, if you're not going to be able to, and you don't have high faith in yourself to follow through, or you think that you're not capable of doing that, rather than saying, oh yeah, I can probably do that for you, skip the probably part, skip the maybe part, skip the I hope to, or it's likely that I can do that, and just say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to show up for that, and I hope that you can understand. And sometimes people won't understand, or sometimes people may be disappointed that you don't show up for them, but don't you think it's better to be honest and not show up than to tell a little white lie or give someone false hope and then not show up on them? So I challenge you in this, and I take the challenge a little further in looking at how you speak to yourself. So for instance, with the new year coming up, sometimes people make New Year's resolutions that sound something like this. oh yeah, I'm gonna go work out every morning at 6 a.m. and starting on Monday, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna show up to the gym and I'm gonna do this hard workout and I'm gonna do it every single day. But you know yourself and you know that you can actually only show up 2 or 3 times a week, but you overpromised yourself, and so then you have to flake on yourself, and that doesn't feel good. Or you say, oh, starting on January 1st, I'm gonna eat well every single day and I'm not gonna mess up and I'm not gonna have any sugar. Well, what if you know yourself and you know you want a little bit of chips, or you want 3 squares of chocolate, or you want 1 cookie a day or ice cream? Why not be honest with yourself and say, I'm gonna eat 90% well, but there is a 10% leeway that I'm gonna give myself because I actually wanna succeed at this. So let's think about this. Let's slow down a little bit on our commitments to ourselves and other people, and let's have a little more integrity in how we speak our truth, because actions really do speak louder than words. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a happy, high value day.